When a young child is shown at the beginning of the movie gathering grasshoppers in a jar in the woods near the cabin she is sharing with her fathers, Eric and Andrew. A big man named Leonard approaches Wen and makes an effort to be friends with her, even joining in on the grasshopper catching. Wen is informed by Leonard that he will regret what he is about to do. Wen is forced to retreat back into the cabin when Sabrina, Adrienne, and Redmond come out of the woods with heavy, pointed weapons. Wen travels to alert Eric and Andrew of the outside intruders. Leonard knocks on the door and informs Eric and Andrew that he has to meet with them one-on-one because they are there to do a mission. The family starts to lock the doors and windows as the boys start to get tense. The group then starts breaking in via the windows of the home. Eric and Sabrina engage into a fight during which he trips and loses consciousness. Redmond suffers a severe loss at Andrew's hands. Despite Sabrina tending to Eric's wound, the four are successful in subduing the household. In a brief flashback, Eric and Andrew see Andrew's parents, McKenna Kerrigan and Ian Merrill Peaks. The two are silent, which suggests that, in contrast to Eric's mother, they are uncomfortable with their son's sexuality. Eric assures Andrew that they will always be together, despite Andrew's disappointment that they left after only 45 minutes, despite a 7-hour travel. Eric and Andrew are tied up, and the group puts on cartoons to comfort Wen. Eric is concussed and complains about sensitivity to light and a lack of vision, which Sabrina tries to help with. When everything is settled, the group begins to introduce themselves and their backgrounds. Leonard is a kids basketball coach, Sabrina is a nurse, Adrienne is a line cook, and Redmond works in sanitation. Leonard explains his in the group's presence. The four of them have been seeing visions of apocalyptic events, and the family has been chosen to deliver a sacrifice to ensure humanity's survival. If the family fails to choose, the catastrophic events will end up coming true. They are also told that they cannot commit suicide to spare their loved ones. Eric and Andrew are adamant about not wanting to sacrifice anyone. The group then says that humanity is being judged. As the sun reflects off a mirror in Eric's direction, Sabrina steps in front for him, but he appears to see something in the reflection. Redmond steps forward and puts a white mask over his head before Sabrina and Adrienne stick their weapons in his head before Leonard decapitates him. Another flashback has Eric and Andrew adopting Wen for the first time. She had a cleft palate at birth, but had surgery to repair it. Leonard returns to the present and switches on the television to inform the family of what has happened thus far. There have been numerous fatalities caused by strong earthquakes and tsunamis that have occurred in different regions of the world. Redmond was the man who once attacked Andrew at a pub, and Andrew believes that they are being targeted because they are a gay couple. However, the group swears that they are not there for that reason. One makes an attempt to flee through the basement, but Leonard finds her and drags her inside. Adrienne prepares Wen's breakfast the following morning. Adrienne steps forward to present her case as the family is forced to make another decision. She informs them that she has a kid named Charlie, and that she has seen his death numerous times and has been hearing his screams non-stop in her visions. She begs the guys to take that into consideration when making their choice, but Andrew continues to say no. Adrienne is beaten and beheaded by Leonard and Sabrina. When the news came on, it was being reported that a fatal illness that affects youngsters was spreading. Andrew gets more cause to believe the group is lying to them when he realizes the report was pre-recorded and that he has been reading about the virus for months. Eric's hands are becoming less tightly bound, according to Andrew, giving him an opportunity to escape. When Wen sneaks a knife to Eric, he warns her to do something when she is told to. Again, Leonard and Sabrina try to convince Eric and Andrew, but Eric has Wen act out in order to divert the attention of the other two, allowing Eric to escape and giving Andrew the chance to go to the car where he tries to fetch his pistol. When Sabrina hurts his leg, he spits in her face and sprints for the car. She tries to break in and lightly stabs him in the side as he loads the gun, but he shoots his gun and compels Sabrina to put her weapon down. Another flashback depicts the bar attack with a man who somewhat resembles Redmond, with a thicker beard, and he was rumored to have been imprisoned, which inspired him to take self-defense classes and purchase a gun. Andrew threatens Leonard after returning to the cabin, but is horrified when Sabrina enters and he has to shoot her. Leonard beheads her after she passes away. In addition, Andrew removes Redmond's wallet from his body and affirms that Rory O'Bannon was the person who attacked Redmond. With the purpose of seizing the automobile the party arrived in and using it to travel home after slashing the family's car's tires, Andrew commands Leonard to enter the restroom under threat of being shot. After some time, Leonard smashes the bathroom window, giving the guys the impression that he is trying to flee to the car and leaving them there. Despite getting injured in the arm, Leonard continues to attack Andrew despite Andrew opening the bathroom and firing into the shower. After a brief fight, Leonard manages to take Andrew's gun away and orders the boys to restart the TV. Failures start to occur in hundreds of airlines all over the world, resulting in the abrupt disappearance of thousands of aircraft. Leonard uses the same phrases as the news anchor, giving Andrew the impression that everything was scripted. Eric and Andrew are taken outside by Leonard, who informs them that they have one final opportunity to stop further catastrophes. Gwen is instructed by Eric to hide in a treehouse until help arrives. Leonard tells them they just have a short time to stop it before it's too late and cuts his throat when it becomes evident that they still aren't making a decision. Lightning strikes the ground and various trees as a strong storm forms, and more airplanes start to fall from the sky. The boys return to the house. Eric reveals that he has started to think that the group's visions were real as he tells Andrew about the man he saw in the sun's reflection. He saw that each of them stood for a different quality of humanity. Redmond was malice, Adrienne was sustenance, Sabrina was health, and Leonard was direction. They had to die since they were the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Andrew challenges Eric as he appears prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice, claiming that humanity is not worth rescuing because they despise and reject people like him and Eric. Then, Eric tells Andrew about a vision he saw of a world in which time does not end. He describes how Andrew ages and remains close to Gwen, who has found a job she is proud of and a partner who loves her as much as she loves them. Eric is at peace after realizing this and grabs Andrew's hand to shoot himself. Andrew goes to retrieve Gwen from the treehouse after grieving for his late husband. The two continue to trek till they come across the truck that Leonard's crew arrived in. Andrew discovers evidence in the backseat showing the group, with the exception of Redmond, really was who they claimed to be. Sabrina worked as a nurse, Leonard actually was a beloved coach, and he also discovers a photo of Adrienne and Charlie. Gwen and Andrew take a car to a diner where a crowd has gathered to see the news of the disasters coming to an end. Aircraft have safely landed, and the virus's death toll is declining. Gwen and Andrew later embark on an uncertain future together. Four strangers, Leonard, Sabrina, Adrienne, and Redmond, are encountered by a family, consisting of husbands Eric and Andrew and daughter Gwen. The group informs the family that they have been selected and that one of them must be sacrificed immediately in order to prevent the catastrophe and the extinction of humanity. The globe will suffer and each individual in the group will perish for every decision they don't make. Apocalyptic occurrences like earthquakes, tsunamis, a deadly virus, and widespread airline failures start to happen as Andrew continues to believe that the group was targeting him and Eric because they are a gay couple, particularly since Redmond was the man who attacked Andrew and put him in the hospital at a bar. Eric, who had previously had a concussion, claims that he has been seeing visions of the apocalypse similar to those the group witnessed. He believes that the group was the four horsemen of the apocalypse, sent to warn them of the impending doom. Eric consents to being slain in order to put a stop to the apocalypse and ensure that Andrew and Gwen can live happily ever after. Gwen and Andrew decide to drive home together after learning that the disasters are abating. Thanks for watching.